portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
College of the Bahamas President Dr. Betsy Vogel-Bowes addressed the institution's largest graduating class on record today, referencing the highs and lows of her 3-year-long tenure, which is about to come to an end.
Amidst the search for her replacement, the president, who vowed to lead the transition to university status, said she believed that progress toward that hard-fought goal has been made. Charisma Robinson has more.
Dr. Betsy Vogel-Bowes took a chance when she accepted the presidency of the College of the Bahamas 3 years ago. And today she told the college's spring 2013 commencement class that she does not regret it.
I believed that I could make a difference. I believed in the power of education to transform lives. I've not regretted my decision, and I still believe in the power of education to transform a nation.
And as she makes her way out of the college, Dr. Vogel-Bowes told graduates that every new beginning comes from other beginnings' end. She was quoting from the song Closing Time when she challenged graduates to go after their dreams.
You graduates are the future. You came to college, you stayed with your studies, often in spite of severe financial challenges, often with difficult home situations, but you came. You came to learn. You came with talent, hope, and determination. And it's been one of the greatest joys of my life to have been able to serve you.
Dr. Bowes has outlined some developments at the college since she took office in 2011. She says in this challenging economic time, some may be concerned that the college may not be able to afford a university.
We have been behaving and acting and been a university in all but name for some time. A university is not about facilities and buildings, although yes, we need more. A university is a place of hope, a place of learning, a place where people come to learn more about themselves and their culture.
The president was speaking to COB's largest class on record. In the total class of 570 members, 382 were awarded baccalaureate degrees, 110 others earned associate degrees, 52 received diplomas, and 26 were awarded certificates. President of Fidelity Bank, Greg Bethel, left the graduates with a lot to think about.
Live a life of significance and live a life of excellence. And try to be the leader who avoids failing twice. We all fail. We all get it wrong. We all make mistakes. We're human. We sin. But set as a goal not to make the same mistake over and over and over and over.
So if they want the next 40 years to be better than the last 40 years, Mr. Bethel says these graduates will have to make it happen. Charisma Robinson, ZNS Network News.
Well, who will be the next person to lead the College of the Bahamas and make that transition into university status? That's the million-dollar question in the education circles after it was announced that current President Vogel-Bowes' 3-year contract will not be renewed due to a mutual agreement. Education Minister Jerome Fitzgerald told reporters today that the government expects a smooth transition with the hope that a Bahamian will be at the helm.
President of the College of the Bahamas to be a Bahamian. That is a view that is shared by the chairman and the board, and it is something that we in government are strongly recommending. And so I think at the end of the day, we will see a Bahamian president take the College of the Bahamas into being the University of the Bahamas. We know that a number of Bahamians who qualify. The key for us will be ensuring that it's attractive, sufficiently attractive to lure them to come back home.
Well, police continue probing those 2 weekend homicides, and according to officer in charge of the Central Detective Unit, Superintendent Paul Roll, detectives are following several leads, but no one has yet been taken into custody.
Now, while authorities continue to probe these serious crimes, they've been noticing somewhat of a trend. Aldaviz Munnings explains.
Believe it or not, most of the suspects arrested nowadays for serious crimes are known to police. Authorities primarily rely on information from the community to quickly apprehend these criminals and get their day in court, and it has been working. But detectives have recognized that the known criminals, said to be between the ages of 18 through 35, are soliciting help.
They are recruiting young, innocent boys and young, innocent men who have, up to that point, not been arrested. They have not been in any kind of problem. And then their first incident is you have a major homicide, and they're caught up in it.
And officer in charge of the Central Detective Unit, Superintendent Paul Roll, basically calls that bad company. The senior policeman explained these frequent crimes fit right into the crime triangle: a motivated offender, suitable target, and then the opportunity to commit the crime.
Look at the incidents that we have had recently, where we charged those group of individuals from Shirley Street, Paul's Alley, and what they tell us, we went out riding looking for someone to rob. So they knew what they left to go and do. It's just a matter of finding that opportunity that he's going to ride around looking for someone to rob and eventually shoots him. Then the solution to him is to help him with his motivation. And if he can't be helped in this part of society, then he need to be removed from here and taken somewhere else. What we have in the Bahamas is Fox Hill.
But authorities are also noticing that those criminals who serve time, return to society, and then commit the crime to only return to prison once again. Mr. Roll believes more rehabilitation could help solve this problem. Meanwhile, it may appear that most of the criminal activity happens on the weekend, as authorities are now investigating 3 double murders within 2 weeks. But Mr. Roll confirmed police are aggressively maintaining law and order all the time.
You can't just focus on the weekend. We have to have our resources present throughout the week. Because if you neglect, then what they do, they move from the weekend. The criminals are doing their intelligence just like us. And so we try to have a potent presence every day of the week. And there's almost a competition, that good rivalry to go out and find these fellas. Because we want the Bahamian people and our visitors to feel safe. And we want people to know that we are doing our best to serve them.
Altavi's Munnings for the ZNS News Network.
The series of town hall meetings on the Constitution end today with sessions in Mayaguana and Ragged Island.
Now, according to Chairman of the Constitutional Commission, Sean McQueenie, since the process began last year, 45 individuals and groups from a cross-section of the community have addressed the Commission directly.
Today, here in New Providence at the Hilton Hotel, 2 law students were the latest persons invited to share their views.
Both Marvin Colby and Barry Griffin agree on several points, including abolishing the Privy Council and replacing it with Bahamians, removing all forms of existing discrimination against females, retain the Senate but change its composition to reflect the governing party, and reduce the age limit of a sitting senator from 30 to 21.
If a child is born here, their parents aren't from the Bahamas, as far as the Constitution concerns, they can apply when they're 18 years old. And to me that's unacceptable, because if someone is born here, they live here, they went to the same fish fry restaurants I go to, they drive the same traffic I go through, they leave school the same time I do, from the same type of schools I do, they speak the same language I do. What makes them any less Bahamian than I am? Their parents are from somewhere else, that's fine. In 2013, that actually happens. Our Constitution was drafted in 1973. And if we want to modernize it, make it more relevant today, we need to recognize that our Constitution should not tell people who feel Bahamian that they're not Bahamian. If we want to invest in our social, if we want to invest in social development, invest in our people, we need to be able to tell them that if you feel Bahamian, you are Bahamian, and you should be able to contribute back to the country. The constitutional monarchy should be abolished and replaced with a republican constitutional system. There should not be a ceremonial figure above the democratically elected leader of the country. The Prime Minister or President should be the head of state and the head of government. And any person holding this office should be limited to 2 5-year terms.
Coming up, we take a look at how Exuma is drying out after the recent floods.
And ahead in sports, the flag football season is winding down, but the competition is heating up. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Charisma Robinson. MasterCard recently announced the launch of the 2013 Priceless Bahamas program. This year, the credit card company is partnering with the Ministry of Tourism to present its loyalty program aimed at giving cardholders a unique experience and exclusive benefits through a series of special offers designed to enhance the visitor experience. This year, we'll see more than 70 participating locations in Nassau and Paradise Island, a 56% increase over last year's program. Cardholders will be able to receive benefits at a number of passion points, arts and culture, and shopping venues. This year's new additions include Bahamas Air and Sky Bahamas. BIS6 now has a new umbrella fund with the addition of the Royal Fidelity Bahamas Opportunities Fund. The fund will replace two previous listings and is designed to market separate mutual fund sub-funds to different investors. The new listing will include 3 sub-funds, and each sub-fund will have 3 series on offer through BIS6. According to Royal Fidelity's Vice President for Mutual Funds, Joseph Intornor, the funds will provide the much-needed diversity for Bahamian investors. The new fund will be managed by Royal Fidelity Merchant Bank and Trust, which will also serve as administrator of the fund. And finally, fans of the online game maker Zynga may be in a panic over the announcement that the company is preparing to lay off over 18% of its workforce. The company that makes Farmville, Kville, and a number of addictive online games distributed through Facebook has been feeling the heat of increased competition, lower game prices, and a general shift away from the productivity sapping games. To add insult to injury, the company's lead game designer, Brian Reynolds, has opted to leave the company. Execs are hoping to move the online gambling can save the company, which is expected to lose more than $40 million this quarter. And that's your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Charisma Robinson.